Assalamualaikum, my name is Aksa and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will create a tutorial of research paper summarizer. Basically, we are using the research paper and we will summarize that research paper so that we know what is happening in this research paper. For that research paper summarizer, we are using RZIF. As you know that RZIF is a platform which provides us a research paper of any domain that we actually want. For example, we have physics, we have mathematics, computer science, and statistics. Here, if we click on the new, it will provide us the latest research paper that has published in this specific domain. So we have this research paper, and if we open it in PDF, so that PDF is actually provide us the research paper of that particular topic. So what we are going to do, we are actually having a summary of this research paper so that we can have a, you can say, an application that actually perform a specific task to summarize the research paper. Okay, for that research paper we are using the RZIF tool from LangChain. RZIF is basically, I already told you, the platform which provides us a research paper. So what it will do, when we are providing the research paper number, this is the number of the research paper. When we provide this number to the application, it will summarize the research paper and give us the answer. So for that we are using RZIF tool. Let's now jump to the code so that we understand what how we can achieve this particular task. So for that, first we need to install LangChain community and RZIF, because we are using RZIF, so we need to install RZIF first. Then we are actually installing LangChain experimental. As you already know, LangChain experimental is providing us multiple things like agents, tools, retrieval, and all that stuff. So for now, we need to use two things, tools and agent. We are using tool to perform some specific task using an agent. So we are actually installing LangChain experimental. And instead of using OpenAI API key or OpenAI models, GPT and all that model, we are using Gemini models or Google generative AI models. For that, we have Gemini Pro, Gemini Flash, and all that models we have, right? So using this Google generative Gemini model, we need to first get an API key. You can get an API key through Google AI Studio. If you go there and you will get an API key directly. Don't need to pay anything. It's free for all, right? And when you collect that API key, you need to store it in this secret. Here you can store as many keys as you have, like Anthropic, anyone you can actually save here, right? And use it directly. It already provides us the code also that you need to import this Google Colab user data, and you can directly get the API key from this secret key box, right? Then first we are importing the libraries. As you all know that we are using generative AI model or generative AI LLM. So we need to first install Chat Google Generative AI. And then we have agent type, initialize agent, load tools. Load tools basically do the thing that it will load the tools as a wrapper and it is providing to the agent, right? So we are using load tools so that we can provide it to the agent. And agent is something, initialize agent, that initialize the things that, for example, it will connect the tools and LLM together and perform the task that we want. Then we have agent type. That agent type, what is the agent type? Agent is something that is research agent. That agent is something that is search agent. Agent is something that have to do some action before raising. So these are the agent types also. And we are calling all this. Then we have user data. As you know, we need to have a secret key and we are getting that secret key using the user data. Then, okay, that's it for the agent and tools connection. But we can directly use tool by the API wrapper, right? For example, we want some task, we want to summarize the research paper. We can do it by using directly RWix API wrapper. So let's see how we can do. For example, first we need to define LLM. First thing is that we will define LLM and put it into the variable LLM. That's it. We need to do first now. Then by using API wrapper, what we are doing, we are just calling RZIF API wrapper, and that API wrapper actually save into RWix tool. And what we are doing, we are not providing any LLM, we are not providing any prompt, we are directly saying RWix tool run and providing the number for that, right? What it will do, this tool will directly provide us the details of publish, when it published, actually title, authors, and summary, right? So RZIF API wrapper is so much intelligent or so much like a, you can say, worthful, that without using prompt, without using LLM, we are actually getting the answers that those are actually useful for us. If I go through with this, as we can see this, so what I do, I will go into the Colab and just uh, change this number to the specific one that we actually want. If I run this, then it will provide the same data as we have here, and you can try it now. Okay, then okay, that's all about API wrapper. Now let's create a tool using an agent. We are here to create an agent so that we can provide a specific goal. It is providing us the multiple answer like publish, title, author, multiple things, but we only want a summary. We don't want anything else, right? So let's create an agent then. Agent is for agent, I already told you we need the load tools. Load tools provide us the wrapper that actually useful for the agent. So we actually added the tools here, load tools, and we provided here RZIP. We want to use RZIP, you can use as many tools as you can. Like for example, multiple tools, for example, Google, multiple tools you can use. There is no such restriction that you need to use only one. No, you can use multiple ones. Then we initialize the agent. For the agent, we are using tools. This is the tool, LLM, and agent type, zero shot React description. This zero shot React description is actually doing the reasoning step before acting, right? So that's why we are here. We are using this agent type, right? And then, right, we actually created the agent, and then we provided the number to the agent, and agent will run and provide us the details, right? But this agent is actually providing us the title only. This agent is not providing us the description or any kind of like publish date or summary. So that's when we need to do something so that we can have a specific that thing that we want actually. Like for example, we want summary. So that's how we get. So for that specific goal, we need to provide a prompt, because through the prompt we can actually achieve what we want to achieve, right? So prompt, what is prompt actually is? Prompt is something that we are providing the instruction to the LLM that you want to give us this. For example, if I want a joke, so I will tell the prompt like tell me a joke, so it will give us, the LLM will give me the joke, right? So that's how we are giving the instruction, and LLM will perform the specific task that we actually told him to do it. So for that reason, we need to here define a prompt. This prompt is actually coming from the hub of LangSmith. LangSmith is the platform within the LangChain that is providing us the hub of prompts. We have multiple prompts like question answer prompt, like you can say summary prompt. We can say travel prompt. We have multiple prompts there we have. And for I need a summary, my task is to create a summary of research paper, so I need to use the prompt that is actually providing the summary of anything. So I am using here React prompt. You can go and check it on LangSmith hub or LangChain hub. You can write and you will get all the details of the prompt. Even you can create your own prompt there, whether you want to create for the recipe prompt, whether you want to create for the financial prompt, it's totally up to you. You can create by yourself also. So for that hub, we are calling the importing the hub from LangChain again as agent executor and React agent and load tools. Okay, we will discuss what is agent executor and create React agent, but for now let's just with the code so that we will understand that what we are doing, right? So again, I use the tools here, our zip tool that we actually used before, and the prompt that I am actually calling from the hub. You can actually write the prompt here also, like give me the summary and all that stuff. You can also write it there, but here you need to use hub. Then we created the React agent using the LLM, tools, and prompt. You know, here we already created the agent using the tools and LLM only. We are not providing any prompt, but here we are providing the prompt. And when we created this, we are passing this agent to the agent executor with the tools, and we are saying that and after that we are invoking this agent executor, right? How we are invoking? We are providing the input, what we want to do with it. What's the paper about? Give me the summary like this. Summarize the paper. Okay. So here is the thing that we actually created. We actually created the prompt. We actually created the React agent. We actually created the agent executor, and we actually use the tools. Now we are moving towards the specific goal that we want to achieve, and with another approach that we can actually do it. Okay, we are using here load tools. Now here we can create our own tool using the API wrapper. Okay, this API wrapper is providing us a much better answer, and this API wrapper we can use it. So you already know load tools can be used in initialize agent, and with this create react agent, and now we are using the API wrapper so that we can use how we can use it. Okay, so what we are doing, we are actually calling the tools from LangChain core, and we are saying we are giving the name to the tool, that resource summarizer, and rzif tool, not rzif tool dot run, so that whenever this tool call, the rzif API wrapper will run. Okay, and we are providing the description that useful for when you need to summarize the paper. And again, we the same thing, create agent we are actually called LLM tools, and prompt we are combining this, and then we are calling agent executor, and now we are saying summarize the paper this above, and it is actually giving us the output as the input and output we are constructing with it. Now you have the confusion that okay fine, we actually achieve our goal, what we wanted to do, like we wanted to summarize the research paper and we do it. But what is actually this create react agent and agent executor? We are using it from last draw, but I don't know how, what is it? You actually have the confusion about. So let's explore this. Let's suppose you have, let's take an example. For example, you are creating something. So you will have some map of it. For example, you are creating website. So for that website, you are actually having some instruction. For example, first you need a header, then you have a slider, then you have about section, then you have another section. So you have something that is in front of you, so that you will know that what is this website after when it will be done. Okay. Similarly, in the agent scenario, what we are doing, first we are creating that LLM tool and prompt that is actually creating through this react agent, create react agent. What is this doing? It is actually combining it, like first LLM, then tools, then prompt, and it is giving a connection to it. That's it. It is not executing this task, or not executing LLM, tools, or prompt. It is what it's doing, what it is just connecting it, and it is just creating the graph or a path, right? Agent executor will, what it will do? It will execute what is the create agent actually created, right? When we use agent executor, then that agent will execute using the tools that we actually providing, right? So now you have an idea. Okay fine, create agent is just creating the, you can say, a model or a map, that first this, first this, then this, and then this, and it is connected. Then we actually write agent executor and provide that agent to the agent executor, then that will that map or that the road or the path will execute when we actually invoke the agent executor. So now you have an idea that why we are using create react agent and agent executor. So that's how we actually do, right? So, and you know that we are actually getting the output that we actually wanted to have, right? We actually wanted to just want a summary of the research paper. We don't want extra things. So now we have the things, right? Now you have the question in your mind that okay fine, we using this tool with this create react agent. Can we use these tools using the initialize agent? That initialize agent we have here. So yeah, you have this. We are having another example here. Another example. Another tool example, because we actually perform a lot of experiments with the rzif tool. Now the last experiment we did with another tool, so you will know that you can also create your own agent, you can create your own application, defining any specific task, defining any specific goal, right? And I am encouraging you to do it by your own. There is a tools library here. Here are multiple tools given by the LangChain, and you can use it as a free, as a paid, as something that you have some 1 million responses. You can use as many, like productivity tool, like code interpreter, GitHub tool you have. You can create a GitHub application. Just imagine GitHub agent. So this is something really great. So you can use this, and I encourage you to do it so that you will have your own application and you can showcase that application as a project, right? So another tool example is we are using Google Server API. Here we have Google Server, like here, and what we need to do, we need a Server API key. How I know? I go there, Google Server, and it will give us all that codes here, right? So yeah, Google Server API key you will get after when you write Google Server, and you will get the page and you click on it and you will get the API through that. And as usual, you can save it on the CD. Then again, API wrapper, as we did RZEP wrapper, that we called here is Google wrapper, and again load tools. So that I'm showing you that you can have two options like API wrapper and load tools, and you can use both, right? So yeah, we actually creating the tools as we created here for research summarizer, and here we have intermediate answers. Search.run, search is something API wrapper, and description we are providing. Then we are using initialize agent, the same tool that we actually use with the create react agent, we are using it with the initialize agent. And that initialize agent, we are using tools, LLM and agent, and we are providing here the research like run what is artificial intelligence, right? If you want to use a prompt here, you can also use prompt by using this create react agent, okay? But now right now we don't need a prompt, we just need a LLM and tool to work together. We are using this initialize agent, okay? So yeah, that's how you can create your tool. That's how you can create your own specific application for your own specific goal. So that's the coding part that we need to do for the agent. Now let's move towards the application part. Application is something like this, that we have the number. For example, we are using this, so we are having this number and we provide it here, enter, and it will give us the summary of the paper here. See, we have the summary of the paper. If I go to the Bayesian heavy driller linear regression model, and we are having this. So we are having the summary. How we created it? Let's move towards it. This is the application that we created. You know that you have to create three files before creating any application: requirement.txt, env file, or .ignore file. These three files you need to create must. .getignore file will help you to ignore some files having in your directory, so that you will not having some kind of issue. For example, we have API key file and we don't want to make it public, and you should not make it to public, okay? So for that specific part, and we want to ignore that file, we are using .getignore. In .getignore, we write just the file name, and Git will ignore that file completely. Even Git can ignore the folder. Like for example, we have virtual environment folder, it can ignore it completely. Then you have requirement.txt. You need to write all the libraries that you actually installed in Colab, so that when you actually run this application, this file or this text file will actually install all the libraries that you need in order to run this application, okay? So you need to write it here. And last, .env. .env, you need to write your API keys. Like we have Google API, we have Server API. So you need to write, you can write as many keys as you have. Like you can write secret key, you can even write database access, database keys. You even write OpenAI keys. Any key that you have, you can write it here. There is no restriction, there is no limitation. Okay. And then afterwards, we are creating first utils.py. Utils.py is why, because it is the same file that we actually created on the Colab. We already have a code, this code, and we just wanted to replicate this code there. That's it. So that's why we are using utils.py. In that utils.py, I actually called all the major libraries or major things that we actually needed. I called it here, and then I created LLM as we created in Colab. Then we have RZEP tool, then we have tools, and we actually called the prompt here, and get agent. In the def function of get agent, we actually created the agent, right? Create react agent and agent executor, and this function is actually providing us the agent executor, okay? Then comes the part where we need to create a UI. For that UI, we actually use Streamlit. This is the library that Python has provided us to create a UI, simplest UI for your application and for your purpose. So what I do, first I write the title, that what is this application is all about. Then I write the description of this application, and then, as you all know, that we need a number, paper number here. So I write it here, st.text input, enter the paper number. We will have the paper number, and as soon as the user will enter the paper number, what we do, we get an agent from the utils.py here. As soon as the user put the paper number, what we will do, we will call the agent. This agent is coming from the utils.py, and after getting that agent, we invoking that agent just like we are invoking in Colab, like this. We invoke that agent, and we provided the paper number that the user actually is providing us. And then we are writing response output. As you can see here in Colab, that in the response we are getting a dictionary in the form of input and output keys. So we don't want the input key in the front. Okay, we just want the output. So what I did, I just write response and passing the key that we actually wanted. So I pass output here. Okay, to run this application, what I will do, for example, what I first we need to do, first we need to create a virtual environment. For that virtual environment, you need to write python -m venv and venv. Here you can write your virtual name. You can write my venv. You can write any name, whatever you write. Right? I will write venv, and then you will enter it. As soon as you enter this, you will have this folder here. Okay. As I already have the folder, I will not enter this command. When this folder created, you need to activate the virtual environment. venv scripts activate. Okay, you need to activate. How I know that virtual environment is activated? Here you can see I have this virtual environment. Okay, so from this I know that my virtual environment is activated. Then you need to write pip install -r requirement.txt. From this file, all the libraries that you need in order to run this application will be installed from this single command. Okay, after doing this, you need to run this code. How you will run? You will write streamlit run app.py. As we run this, we have this application in the form of like this, right? And okay, just remove it, and again we will provide the number only, and as we enter the number, it will give us the summary of that paper. Okay, so that's how you can create your research paper summarizer. I will encourage you to create your own application by using a tool, whatever the tool you actually want to use. And like this video, subscribe the channel, and if you have any confusion, if you have any error, you can write in the comment section and I will be here to help you. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Love.